Testing. Da. And we are live. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking, making sure I'm live on all three platforms. Okay. Yes, so I am live. I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Good afternoon. And on my business channel, I know it's been a while. You haven't seen me, just been working on other things, other projects. And by the title of this live, I am talking about Microsoft Copilot for Business. Okay, chats. Okay, overlay. So just getting started. Just give me a second. I'm just adjusting. Mic is good. Second screen is good. And we're good to go. So, by the title of this live, I will be demoing Microsoft 365 Copilot. This is the Copilot for Business, which is what the proper name for Copilot for the Microsoft 365 environment. It is Copilot for Business. So I will be testing out a few things. So let's go into a quick talking point. So what is Microsoft 365 Copilot? So pretty much, if you've been under a rock and you don't know, we're pretty much in the AI era right now. And with Microsoft's involvement with OpenAI, they basically took their OpenAI's, I guess, concept or AI model and applied it and redesigned it, revamped it, repackaged it, and Microsoft created their own AI agent, or their proper definition is AI assistant, and they call it Copilot 365. Now, Microsoft's definition for their Copilot is defined as your most productive AI assistant. I believe that's the proper proper definition. Your most productive tool on the planet, which I believe is true. And I've been playing around with this for a while, just doing a few demos, just seeing how Copilot works. Now, I'm a big user of ChatGPT 4. I pay for the license. Well, not the license. I pay for the professional version of ChatGPT. Now, if I was to compare ChatGPT to Microsoft Copilot, does similar features, but again, I think where ChatGPT again takes the bar is that ChatGPT basically conforms to the user, that's given the input. It kind of conforms itself to it. Now, will Microsoft eventually get there with Copilot? Yes, I do believe so, but it's going to take some time. So right now, it's basically out of the box, just a vanilla, if you want to say just a vanilla AI agent, but it is useful. So I'm just going to go into a few examples on how to use Copilot, even with Microsoft Word. Um, I'll try to do some stuff with Excel. I don't believe it's there yet for Excel. They're claiming that it could do a lot of stuff when it comes to Excel, but I don't think it's there just yet. And I'm gonna do a few stuff with PowerPoint, show you how Copilot works with just do a few tricks here and there, nothing too serious. So all right, so let's get into it. So if you have any questions, just type it in into the chat. I'll see it on my end. But let's let's start. I'm gonna start with OneNote because I use OneNote a lot. Again, it's my go-to tool for when I want to brainstorm, come up with some ideas, do a few things. It's what I use, but basically, what I've started seeing is that I gravitate more when it comes to Copilot and using OneNote. I think it's just like when you look at those other productive what is it note taking applications out there, those note taking platforms, um like what's that major one? There's a major one out there that I can't remember the name right now, but it already has AI built in, and it's I've used it. It's pretty good, but I think now that I have the Microsoft Copilot license, I'm going to be using OneNote a little bit more. I've always been a OneNote user, but now that um, it's AI Copilot's now integrated into OneNote, I'm just going to be using it a little bit more. So let's say let's type something. I don't know. Let's say note taken for this for for this meeting. Now I've just entered something, so now let's right click and let's click summarize with Copilot. All right, so let's type some more. Uh, Note taken for this meeting. What is January 1st, January 1st, 2025. Um, what is it? Second week of the new year. And let's see, summarize this. Okay, so I gotta type in some more. All right, give me a second. Let's see, just take in some of my notes. Okay, paste. Now let's highlight this. Let's right click and let's click summarize. So like you can see, it needs more information, but definitely as you get into it, it's gonna it's gonna get better. It's gonna start recognizing your patterns and start doing what a Copilot agent is supposed to do. Basically, you just type the same thing, but I'm gonna add my notes that I've been working on in Chat GPT. So trending topic, the rise of generative AI, AI tools and productivity software. and how they are transforming the work environment. So let's right click. So we just summarize this. Now let's right click, go to Copilot, and let's create some tasks. Now, if I was working on a project or something and I don't know where, I wouldn't, let's say if I was working on some notes, just doing some brainstorming, and I wanted to take it to the next step. Basically, what I would do is I'll let Copilot either summarize this, my thoughts, and then I'll probably just move to the second step and say, hey, um, create a task list. Let me know what I should do next when it comes to this brainstorming idea, or I'll go down to the next step, which is let's rewrite this page. So it's thinking, it's going to give me some ideas. So at the top is going to be the rewrite version. The meeting on January 1st, 2025 will focus on the second week of the new year, and we'll cover the capabilities of Microsoft Copilot, this AI driven tool integration, yeah, so on and so on. So I'm going to keep this, and we're pretty much just talking about Copilot within OneNote. So I'm going to keep that, and then I'm going to right click again, and let's say create task list. Okay, so let's say if I was in a meeting, let's say earlier today, and I just typed in some basic notes, I'll come back to Copilot and kind of just continue to redefine those notes, get my thoughts together, get my next steps together. Or if I want to summarize the entire meeting, summarize my entire notes, I'll do that. And from so forth and just keep going until my overall thoughts are you know, it's just one fluid thought on within OneNote. So this is how I've been playing around with Microsoft OneNote, that's integrated with Microsoft Copilot. Again, this is not the consumer version of Copilot. This is Copilot 365, which is the proper version of Microsoft's, which is the business version of Microsoft 365, of Microsoft Copilot. It's called Microsoft 365 Copilot. That's the proper name. And this is the actual license. Now, if we look at it from a small business perspective and say, okay, is this something that small businesses need? In my opinion, yes. If you want to stay competitive, if you want to stay pretty much ahead of your competition, having having Copilot, an AI agent, is basically the good thing. Um, if you want to look at it as, improving productivity, um, which is also a good thing. I think right now every company is looking at ways to improve productivity. Even if you're a small business, you should be looking at things like this, like how to improve productivity, how to, you know, take how can I say this? Take let's say using the power of the cloud to taking it to the next level. Um, so you could also, what can you also do with this? You could also enhance collaboration. You could do a multiple of things with Copilot from a business perspective. Eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start showing you how to secure your environment when it comes to Microsoft Copilot. Um, and then I'm also going to get into what they call SQ, no, what they call prompt exploitation. I'm going to show you how to kind of protect your environment against that, which is basically summarize it is that if a threat actor gets into your environment somehow, they're going to exploit Copilot and basically just get all the necessary information they need, and which any employee, if they're good enough, can actually do that. Microsoft did acknowledge that and basically say there is a planned process that every company should go through before even deploying Copilot tenant wide or throughout an entire company. So this is just one aspect. I think this is where Copilot actually, hits on the mark when it comes to OneNote, brainstorming, just, redefining, just constantly um, note taking, getting the summary, things within that nature, just constantly redefining why it's important to have AI pretty much in the mix. So from here, I'm going to jump into Word, which is pretty much, it does the same thing. There's nothing fancy about it. So let's just take some examples from my notes. Okay. So now I have some examples here. Now, what can I do with this when it comes to Copilot? Pretty much the same thing. I could make changes, auto rewrite, or I could create a visualization of as a table. Let's see how this works. All right, that's definitely pretty good. Um, you have the features, description, and then I could keep that and just basically. So, from my understanding, it looks like for every Microsoft program, the features just slightly changes a little depending on the program and what you're going to use it for. You might just get a little extra step or a little extra feature in from Copilot. So if I say if I want to summarize this document, okay, it gives me a good summarization. Now let's say ask me anything. So I want to add more information on this this subject. Subject matter. Okay. So just ask it something simple. I want to add more information on the subject matter. So so let's see what it came up with it. From your document, increasing productivity through task automation, enhancing collaboration with real-time insights, improve decision making with AI-driven data analysis, scalability for business of any size, comprehensive advantage for SMBs. So it just gave me five, um, pretty much just five information I could run with as far as to add more information to this document. Let's say, what are the latest AI trends? So as you go along, it's going to continue to give you more subject matter to add to your work. So with this latest feature of AI, it could also search the web from your tenant and then pull in information also. So let's see, what else did it give us? Real-time automated decision making, responsible AI. So again, I could come up with an idea, I could come up with a topic, and let's say I'm stuck somewhere or I have writer's block. I could pretty much go to Copilot, and say, "Hey, I want more information on this subject matter," and it could pretty much continue to um, be that extra help that I need, or that extra, processing power or something like that. That's gonna continue to give me ideas on a basic subject matter, or you know, I'm writing a document where I'm stuck somewhere within the document. So this is Copilot for Word, which is pretty much the same as OneNote, but slightly different in how it executes. And but what I like is that when it comes to PowerPoint, it does do a better job when it comes to enhancing your presentation and things like that. So right now we're gonna go into PowerPoint. We're already in PowerPoint. Um, let's say, what should we do? Create a presentation about. We already have a presentation, but let's see what else it could do for us. Duh, 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 duh. Okay. Show key slides in this deck. Okay, so it basically pointed out the key slides. So right now in this deck is about 13 slides. This is just something I pulled down from the Microsoft template store. Okay, so I could go into play key slides. So it'll automatically jump to slide 2. And this is slide 5, slide 7, slide 8. And so basically it just scanned the entire deck, and it pretty much pulled out the key aspects of the deck, which is pretty cool. But like I said, I think this is still a work in progress. Just think of it as you've got a vanilla Copilot agent that's running in the background, and it's able to do certain things, shortcut certain tasks. To be honest, where I think it really shines is with OneNote, emails, and I'll show you that in a few. But another aspect where it really shines is when it comes to automation. Right now, Microsoft is big on automation. But one of the things with automation is that there wasn't anything to keep that automation engine running. But now that Copilot's on the back end, and there's a lot of add-ins now, a lot of connections now, as soon as a trigger is dependent on your trigger, like I have one trigger for an email, for a specific email that comes in. And what I've been working on is that once that email comes in, it's going to generate a report for me, probably like maybe a monthly report, depending on how often the email comes in. And then basically like once a month, I'll look at that generated report, and depending on what's going on, I'll make a decision on what the subject matter is. but I think that's one of the key features of it, and where another reason why it really shines. But before we get into email, let's talk about certain things. So right now in the AI space, there's a lot of AI models out there, but I think, like I said before on my personal channel, what makes this different is that the generative AI, it's based on a whole different model. It's based on different things. Looking at Chat GPT behind the scenes and seeing how it works, um, definitely, I'm definitely impressed with how they created that whole platform. You could access the APIs. You could, set limits, remove limits, things of that nature, and just the um, underlining bedrock. There's just so many different applications and solutions working together that it's just a game changer. I've played around um, with different AI platforms, but I think right now I'm more familiar with Chat GPT and Open AI. I've been using it since before it was even announced to everybody. So just using that till it got to the stage where it is now. I've just seen a lot of changes within the platform itself. Um, I was seeing it when they just started searching the web. The search the web interface was totally different. Um, it actually opened into a separate browser and actually did the search for you. But now it's just a little bit different. Let me see. Let me see. So some of the issues now to think about. Definitely, as a business owner, before you even think about rolling out Copilot, you have to think about security. Um, I've been playing around with it where I could actually use Copilot to pull out information. I don't want to say trick it, but I could basically put in a prompt, which I'll show you later, depending on how my schedule is looking throughout this year. Show you later how you could put in a specific prompt and it could actually give you all the information about a business, all the necessary dark secrets. But that's going to come later. But definitely right now, and this is not a major flaw with Copilot. It's just, or any AI model. It's just basically it's doing what it's supposed to do. Its whole purpose is to um, create shortcuts and find the necessary information that you're asking for. Now, it depends on you as a business owner. If you don't secure your business, secure your information, put the proper policies in place. I think one thing you have to do is definitely document governance. Put in the proper security labels, and I've watched a presentation lately that you could actually remove those priority labels from documents. But I do feel that there's a fix for that. I'll look into that as we go on. But just to continue, there's a big concern with security. Security is a must. You've got to implement strong security, and just proper training. Um, what's the point of using of integrating AI if you're not going to train your employees, which I think that's one of the biggest thing. Um, it's just basically it's you want to you want to get the ROI on your investment, return on investment. That's what it's all about, because Copilot is a big investment and you want to get your return on it. So this has been Copilot for PowerPoint. We're going to get into Outlook for Copilot. It's not really big difference. Like I said, I think there's more changes coming, more changes coming to Copilot in general. So we're going to see a lot more features, a lot more. I think eventually what's going to happen is that for every employee you have, the Copilot agent that's assigned to that employee is just going to start kind of um, crafting itself after that employee. So it's kind of a stretch maybe, but at the end of the day, I think it's what's going to happen. But let's jump into, I don't know. Let's say I'm replying to an email and I say, "Hello, thank you, thank you for the email." Um, and let's say I'm stuck somewhere. I don't know what to say or how else to follow up. I could just go click the Copilot icon and then click on Draft with Copilot. Then I'm gonna hit Generate. Um, yeah, pretty much just generated a simple reply to an email. Hello, thank you for the hello, thank you very much for your email. I truly appreciate you reaching out and taking the time to write to me. Your your communication, blah blah blah. Further, best regards. Typical standard. Nothing advanced there, but like I said before, like I showed before, you give it more information, it's gonna generate better response as you go along and start sending more emails, or if it does kind of just, I don't want to say it reads your email, but as long as it understands you better, it's gonna generate the proper responses that you're okay with. We've seen demos on this. This is nothing big. It's just a simple email. Then you just hit send. Another one comes in. So let me send this to myself. And I don't answer these emails, so don't even bother emailing me at this email. So, so email came in. Now I could just click summarize with Copilot, and Copilot generates a response, summarizes the email. Let's say I want to ask Copilot to help me write. It's going to gather resources, generate a response, and I could copy that, reply to this email, and paste it here. What I wish they would basically do, or even work on it a little bit more, if I hit copy, I want to be able to just embed this into the email and then kind of just send it from right here, just like a 1 2 3 process, and call it a day, instead of just copying it and putting it in the body. So yeah, that was just a quick reply. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. So what else? Looking forward, and that's it. Email is send off the email. Like we could do this. We could pretty much just sit here all day, every day, and just wait for an email to come in, and just use Copilot to reply, which is, you know, it's how it is. And then I could just say summarize, and Copilot now ask Copilot, add specific details. So right now, Copilot is just talking to itself. And if I hit reply, Yeah, it's just basically having a conversation with itself, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. But again, this is just all a demo. I'm demoing the license. This is not the consumer version. This is the business version of the Copilot license. And yeah, we could just sit here and just kind of just do this all day. Just reply to a test email using Copilot. Let's see what else. So we have Microsoft Edge, which is definitely um, is integrated with Copilot. So let's close that. Let's go to so where this I think this is also another application that utilizes Copilot definitely heavily. It's one of the best things. So you have work tab and you have web tab. So the web pretty much is exactly what it sounds like. It's going to go out, search the web for a specific topic. Let me see. Have I want to search out a specific LLM model. Now, let's look at the Fennel T5 base model. Let's see what Microsoft Copilot can come up with. Let's say I want to know more about this this model, this LLM model. Put that in, and it's going to search the web, and it will return results, including the known sources. Um, I'm eventually going to go into a video on the Hugging Face platform. I really think it's a good platform to kind of just start getting to know as not as a business owner, but just somebody who's interested in the different models, because there's different large language models out there. ChatGPT is based on one specific one. Facebook Meta, their AI platform is based on a specific model. So is Google. So is Gronk. All the others out there are based on specific models. But if you want to get a better understanding of the different models, Hugging Face, and I haven't checked out Data Camp yet, so Hugging Face is definitely a good source to get into the different models. But just going off subject, but let's continue to stay on track. So what else? The Copilot license. Um, in my personal opinion, it's not a cheap license. But again, if you want to look at it, it is an investment. There are multiple ways within the Microsoft environment to kind of look at you getting a return on your investment. Um, Again, it's not something that's cheap, and to be honest, it's definitely a good investment. Just having the ability for all your employees to get that extra productivity edge, um, just get that extra enhancement, and just continue to you know be productive. But the license itself, it's very expensive. um and to but within that license, you have the option to tailor the AI how you see fit. Depending on the size of your organization, you do get, well, the Copilot Studio license is different, but what that allows you to do is kind of tailor the AI model to your needs, depending on the size of your business, um, and kind of create additional features. So what Microsoft is talking about now is, besides the Copilot license, with Copilot Studio, you have the ability to create what's called agents, AI agents, which is everybody is talking about right now, but that was the craze in the beginning. So what AI agents are basically, in my opinion, just an enhanced automated task, just an enhanced automated user, to be honest. It gives you more control over that automation. It gives you um, it just gives you more control, in my opinion. Like, let's say, depending on your business, let's say if you know a certain address or certain email address that's constantly getting hit with emails, and you need to do something with that email address that Copilot itself can't do. You could actually create an agent that could do repetitive tasks, or even just run through a checklist. And then once it runs through its checklist, there's an additional action after that. So if you want, just for example, if consumer email reports or customer service emails, as soon as an email hits that inbox, that agent could just go through the email, create a ticket, depending on if your ticketing system is compatible with Copilot Studio and Microsoft Copilot itself. Then it creates a ticket. Then from that email, it sends a reply with that ticket number to whoever sent the issue in, and pretty much just things like that. I think when it comes to help desk, definitely AI is going to be one of those game changers. Is just how you utilize it, and how you set those agents up in the back end. I had a video where I talked about Jensen Wong's. He did his NVIDIA keynote, and I basically said it specific. We're going to interact with AI agents. We're just not going to know if they're an actual human being or if it's going to be AI. We're going to get to that point. I saw a demo where right now there's an AI agent that could actually, book tickets for you. If you're saying, hey, I'm going to whatever, San Francisco, February 18th to the 19th, I want you to book business class flights at X, and then book a hotel at this hotel chain, one of the hotel chains in that specific area. So the AI agent actually got the prompt, went out, booked the tickets, and basically just made the arrangements. You could tailor that with Copilot agent, with Copilot Studio. You could take that, and then if you want additional features, you could actually interact with that agent and do what you need to do. Now we're going to see a lot more agents. I think when it comes down to it, we're going to have agents just for about everything. Um, if you're a company that does a lot of international business, and one party speaks one language, you speak English, you have an AI agent that could you know do translation in real time. We've seen it. I reposted that video on my LinkedIn. That agent translate in real time, and then you could take it to a next level where the agent is translating in real time. Then you can actually tell it to have it create meeting notes, and then things like that, and then kind of just take it to the next level. So uh let's see, what else. I think right now it's just pretty much explanatory. um the Copilot agent is very useful. I've been using it on the back end in my emails, in my Microsoft Word, but there's more information on my end. So the user experience is different for me. Um, it pretty much you know it, it gives me more information because there's a lot more information on me than this demo right here. This is just a plain demo. There's no information within the tenant, and like I said, you have when you go into Copilot for Microsoft Edge, you get three basic options. I think that's within every application, but what stands out here for me is that with Edge, you're able to search the web in real time, and then you could get more information in real time than anything else. So let's see what else. And let's jump into Microsoft Loop. Um, Microsoft Loop is okay. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I think it's just a good, decent application. Some people are OneNote users. Other people don't. Certain people don't use Microsoft Note, but this is pretty much where Loop comes in. Um, it's an okay program. I think it's basically just a web version of Microsoft OneNote. Um, you could collaborate. You could um, brainstorm. You could do create a basic task. Um, you have a lot more flexibility within Loop than you actually do with OneNote. But you could do meeting notes. You could do ideas, brainstorming, things like that. But once you have the Microsoft Copilot license attached to the user account, the Copilot license pretty much the Copilot um, features are basically unlocked everywhere or in every program. So let's see on brainstorming. Let's see SEO marketing. SEO marketing. Let's see, use Copilot or just type. I want to use Copilot. Uh, tell me all you can about SEO, SEO marketing. I want to brainstorm. So click enter. It's pulling together some information. So it just gave me pretty much just a blueprint on SEO marketing. Now, let's say if I took this, say copy, and I brought it into OneNote. Let's create a new page. Let's title it. And I say, let's see, what can I say? Copilot, SEO marketing, everything I need to know about SEO. Right click. Let's say summarize. Okay, so let's do this. Let's SEO strategies. Let's copy from here to here. Copy, bring back to OneNote, hit enter, paste. Then I right click, and then click summarize. So it basically just, summarized what I'm thinking about when it comes to SEO marketing. Um, gave me took these bullet points. Now let's see, what else can it do with this? I want to create a task list. So it's going to create a task list, to-do list. And basically from there, it's saying eye-catching visuals, video, infographics, shared user-generated content. So basically, it's just going off of the information that I feed it, and so forth. That's basically what it is. Now there is a Copilot interface, which I don't think it's necessary, but it's there. You could create visuals, you could create different things. So let me see, what can I create? Generate an image. So this is pulling in from Microsoft's image generator. It's called Designer, which they pretty much took from ChatGPT. This is just the interface. You could take this and put it into a PowerPoint, presentation, things like that. Now with the license, with the Copilot license, you have unlimited number of images you could generate. Let me see. I can. Let's generate something on the fly. Just give me a second. Let's see. Designer prompts. Okay, so all right, so I got a few prompts here. Let's go through all of them. So I'm going to design a logo. So I just input that prompt. Designer is going to go through, create a logo. Not bad. That's a pretty decent logo. Again, you could take this, enhance it, use it as your own, or put it into a project, an idea. Let's create a modern UX design for a booking app. Let's see if Designer could do that. So generating. Okay, pretty decent. Nothing. I don't think nothing too spectacular about that. You could probably, as you go along, just continue to refine it. It's not good with words, but I believe that's going to improve in time. So at least it'll give you a good reference of what you need to kind of improve on. So let's take another, develop a poster. So I'm going to develop a poster for a music festival using bold type graphs. I don't think it's going to understand that correctly, but let's try that. So I'm going to go through the rest of these prompts and then I'm just going to wrap it up for now. Okay, this one is not bad. Definitely, it definitely did better on this. Again, numbers, it's kind of iffy, but if you import this into another video editor or another graphics editor, picture editor, whatever, you could probably clean that up. Um, I like the graffiti style. Let's see. Let's see. Um, reimagine. Uh, so reimagine a compact studio apartment to maximize space, storage, and modern urban dwelling. Let's see what it comes up with. So when I say you get unlimited throughout the day. I think with each, you get 30 responses. Then if you wait an hour, you get 30 more. So, but I want to go blow through these prompts and see what it could come up with. But again, the more detail your prompts get, the more detailed the image generator version of Copilot is. So, and I think you could probably probably make a Copilot agent that could take an image and then import it into, I don't know, maybe Photoshop. I've heard different concepts coming up. I've heard different concepts, people talking about different things, but again, it's all about seeing the process, not just talking about it. Okay, this is not bad. Um, Again, this would be a proof of concept, new design, or just a redesign on something, marketing agency or whatever. You get some good stuff here. So let's go through these last three. So these last three is going to be around Brandon. Let's see what it comes up with when it comes to Brandon. Oh, not bad. I like that. Again, like I said, it's bad with wording and text. Um, but again, that's gonna come in time. So not bad. It's good. Some good concepts. Let's see what else. What else? Okay, create a brand identity for a tech startup specializing in AI solution with futuristic yet approachable visuals. Interesting. Let's see what it could come up with that. All right, so it's coming up on the hour mark. I'm gonna give you one last prompt. Um, Interesting. Okay. Um, don't know what it generated here, but the layout's pretty good. Definitely interesting stuff. It's looks like more branded material than anything else. All right, let's try the last one. Hmm. Okay, no, pretty much not bad. Just still um this looks like marketing material. It got bakery down. Um, but again, I think stuff like this, these wordings and things like that, it's gonna come in time. It's not gonna be perfect right now, but I think it's just the whole purpose is just to give you, a general idea of where to start, where to go to, and how to move forward. So this has just been an overview of Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365, and I will try to do more lives and that nature. But again, I don't know what my schedule is going to be like, but just bear with me as the new year starts, and I'll come up with more videos, kind of show more in depth, more detail on Microsoft Copilot. Um, for all my information, all the company information will be in the description. And if you're thinking about utilizing Copilot for your business, you could contact us, reach us. Our information will be in the description of the video. And hope this 2025 is your introduction into AI. I've been using it. I love it so far. I think there's more room to grow as we go through the different queues. There's Q1, Q2, Q4. There's going to be more features coming. Um, I keep track of all the Microsoft roadmaps on the different projects. But what I utilize Copilot for is pretty much when it comes to OneNote. I'm pretty much the OneNote guru. I've been using OneNote for years, every aspect of OneNote, and now that the Copilot license is here, I'm going to be utilizing it even more. So this has been it. Thank you, and I'll catch you soon.